I want to squeeze in some more perspective before the announcement from a former Arizona Supreme Court Justice and Andrew Gould, who joins us right now. Thank you, sir, for coming on. Give us that perspective that you have on this, having dealt with immigration cases and issues over the years, what the president's about to announce this afternoon.
Good to be here, Connell. You know, I lived in Yuma for many years. I was a prosecutor in Yuma, and I've been a judge in Arizona for over 20 years. The problem with what the president is doing today is the selectiveness of it. We have a border overrun and controlled by cartels. In some of the women's shelters in border towns like Yuma, Arizona, there are so many young women that are running into those shelters who have been raped and abused by the cartels. They can't even do enough. They don't even have enough rape kits to deal with their claims. We have property being destroyed. We have cartel activity. There is so much fentanyl in the high schools down in places like Yuma. They have Narcan kits in the hallways. And in that context, the fact that the president has really done nothing to check border security and these criminal organizations overrunning the border and only selectively addresses one specific immigration issue, I think it's troubling.
I would say the White House would probably push back by saying it's a both and, right? I mean, you know, that's what they would say, because they would say the president just had an executive action that I'm sure not to the levels you would like to see, but that they would say it tried to address those issues. Again, they were hit from their progressive base on that, and they're saying that now the other side of this is a popular measure with people who, you know, we should maybe have some empathy for. I don't know, but I'm saying they would probably say it's a both and, not an either or.
Well, I'm not sure that the president's executive order setting limits on asylum are being enforced. But beyond that, there are much more.
I think I saw the numbers today. They're down a little, but you know, it's early. But they're coming down a little bit. So I think there's a little bit of an impact, according to our border correspondent who checked in earlier.
Right, Connell. But these numbers are at historic highs.
Yes.
And talk to the people that live in those areas, and so it's not really much welcome relief to them. And there are other policies that could be much more effective that the president is simply ignoring. It's interesting, the timing of this. Why not issue this executive order 3.5 years ago, if this is a group that's been overlooked? Why wait to put in place the asylum limits until 5 months before the election? And so people see politics. They can recognize it. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, these border communities are suffering down there. And there's people also in Mexico that are suffering at the hands of the cartels. So it's for the lack of what's not being done. I don't think anybody takes issue with some of these families being separated. Well, why not address the other bigger issues, the violence, the fentanyl?
So you'd like to see more done on that, and a lot of people agree with you that we've had on. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.